for. It's Astro D. We're talking about all this awesome stuff that's going on this week, right? And not all of it is awesome, whatever, but it's just life is awesome. Life is happening here. Mercury is going forward. Mercury goes. Oh my God. Mercury is finally going forward. Okay? But see, the thing about it is, remember, y'all, it's like a car. Don't like jump in and try to just slam on the gas now knowing that Mercury is going forward. Just be conscious, be aware, be cool with it. You see homegirl behind me? This is Deepa Soul. All right? Billboard charts. Check her out. Awesome, amazing woman from Nolans. Okay? That sings, putting together orchestra. She's doing amazing stuff. So check out Deepa Soul. And you see this expression on her face? This is a perfect example of Mercury going forward right now. That's why I picked this piece. Okay? Now, this is the last time I'm going to go back. I don't even care. I like going back to the old paintings because this lighting that I have right here is much better. And you can get closer on the paintings and you can see how awesome this work is. Shout out to everybody, to the people that are writing me about prints. I will get back to you. I'm just setting up the site so you can get prints easy on the site of these paintings if you don't want an original. I got prints ready for y'all. Okay, and so much stuff. Now that Mercury's going forward and all this goodness. Now, when Mercury goes forward, though, like I said, that doesn't mean that you have to rush into everything. All right? That you got to go so damn fast. All right? Take your time. Really think about the lessons that you learned when Mercury was going backwards. Now, Venus, you know I talk about Venus, right? Venus, all right, this week as well is going to be entering Capricorn, all right, and conjuncting with Saturn that is also entering Capricorn. Y'all, oh my goodness. Now, I can't front y'all. I'm doing a video on this. It's coming out. I'm putting it there. But the thing is, y'all, you know, Venus in Capricorn isn't so exciting. That's not fun. It's so fun. It's just so serious now. But that's what we need. We need that seriousness that Venus in Capricorn is putting there. Capricorns, y'all are going to be, a lot of people with Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant are really going to be feeling this energy heavy once everything moves into Capricorn and Saggies. You might get a little break, just a tiny, tiny bit of a break because it's coming out of Sagittarius, all this energy. You're going to miss Venus there, though. I know you're going to miss Venus there. But Venus being in Sagittarius, and then you got... it now being in Capricorn conjuncting with Saturn. So what is this saying? And I'm also going to go into everybody real quick. I'm not going to go too deep now. Real quick. I'm sure everybody else is going to be doing that. So I'm just going to go real quick and I'm going to go over each sign and how this Mercury, this Venus-Saturn conjunction in Capricorn is going to be hitting all signs. But first, I want to talk about Venus conjuncting Capricorn as well. So, Venus with Capricorn, I'm going to do this real quick and then I might do another video on that aspect specifically. But this is where we get really, really serious about our love lives here. This is when we get really, really serious about our money. No BS. This is not glamorized kind of crushes here and beautiful things. This is really seriously tangible things. This is manifesting energy as well, financial manifesting energy. But it's getting realistic. It's getting practical with our funds. It's understanding the truth about where money is going today. All right? Because we all need to understand that. Where is the currency in this nation going? We just had an eclipse over the United States. All right? And things are changing. It's really about to change. The revolution is here. Y'all, the revolution is here. I'm not trying to start, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to start the Astro D cult. But I've been listening to the videos. If you look up the Saturn and Capricorn video with Robert P, I believe his name is, Heather did a video with him as well. I mean, there's people really talking about how this is a new change. A lot of just did a video. Check out a lot of video about this week on this whole thing as well. It's like the revolution is here. It's time. Do or die right now. Okay? Do you want to be a part of the solution or just die in the midst of what new regulations are being imposed on us? Capricorn rules governments. Capricorn and Saturn, that rules governments, you know. But Venus, but I want to go, I'm not trying to get censored on this sucker now. I want to go back to Venus conjuncting Saturn and how with people, where it's going to be in your chart and so on and so forth. Also with the Mercury going direct. Usually where Mercury's going direct is, so all this is going to come into play when I start to do the signs and how it's going to go. But this is a more sober, sombering effect about love. Some people might feel colder and distant. You know, it's not that people won't be nice, but that cold, sweet niceness is not, you know. Venus conjuncting Saturn is like, you know, baby, yeah, baby, it's Valentine's Day. Why didn't you bring me flowers? Because you needed socks. You got holes in your socks. I'm not giving you no freaking flowers and you got holes in your socks. That's not sexy, boo. It's practical, though. Venus in Capricorn is practical. Very practical. Venus in Capricorn even does not want, you know, some bum. Get your ish together. So this is the time, everybody, you don't got your stuff together. I mean, love isn't going to come that simple to you. You have a structure, you have a routine, you have discipline. Then maybe, you know, your love life might go easier. Or some of you might want to implement that into how you're dealing in your love life. Some of you might have just been debaucherous and crazy when Venus was in Sagittarius. And now you need to calm your behind down. Calm down. Get serious. Where are you going? I mean, I feel like the generation right now is just so Venus and like maybe Uranus or something like that. I don't know. But, I mean, it's very difficult to get serious with people these days because everybody's just so scattered. You know what I mean? Even when you want to get serious, it's just like, you know, why you, that's the whole thing. I ain't gonna get too personal now with y'all. But see, this is the thing with Venus in Capricorn. Getting real. Getting real with how you're spending your money. Getting real with what's valuable to you. Maybe we might find more value in structure in governments. In some governments. Than government value. And like, whoa. What is that? You know, thoughts and words about and rumors of changes in currency. We're dealing with that right away. We all know there's a big change in currency. We know how Venezuela, inflation, and what's going on in Venezuela right now. So we're dealing with that. You know, I always think to myself, because like I said, I don't get too heavy and I don't talk about world issues on here, but I always want to tell people, when you see something happening in a different country, get ready. Get nervous. Get nervous because that means it's going to come here. It's going to spread, y'all. You know, and I'm not here trying to talk about destruction and all that, and I'm saying, you know, we're at this inevitable, terrible fate. But all I'm saying is don't disassociate so much when you see somebody, your neighbor over there getting robbed, because, you know, that robber's going to make it over to you. We're all in this together, all is self, right? So that's going on. With Mercury going forward, though, things do get a little bit more clear. Now we know, now we can start these new things that we were ruminating over. We can launch the websites we were creating and the creative projects we were ruminating and working on. You can push these things a couple days after. I say wait about a week and a half after Mercury is going forward. Mercury goes forward. Oh, don't laugh at me, y'all. Damn it. Hold on. I can tell you right now, when Mercury moves direct, I think this, because I know Venus conjuncts on the 25th. There's a conjunction of Venus and Sagittarius. That's so annoying. Oh my God, excuse me, guys. I'm not prepared. All right, yes, December 22nd. December 22nd. So, you know, by January, the start of January, let the holidays go by and all that good stuff. And then start what you want to start. Launch stuff out. Say what you got to say. This is the better time to be clear about certain things, about maybe some miscommunications or mix-up you might have had. Maybe things that you didn't think. Now, this whole journey of Mercury retrograde, I hope that we all utilize this energy to really think about how we've been going about expressing ourselves. To really think about it. You got into an argument with somebody, really, what was your play in that? Well, how can you take responsibility? Venus going into Sagittarius, Saturn going into Capricorn. How can you take responsibility of the things that have been happening in your communication sector in your life, in your relationships? Because this Venus in Capricorn is definitely about taking responsibility for yourself. Responsibility for your own desires. So if you're out there cheating when Venus was trining Uranus last week, you're going to be dealing with the effects with Venus conjuncting Saturn now. Karma hits love. Karma hits your money too. What have you been doing what have you been doing in the scheme of things when Mercury was going backwards? And personally, I mean, I had a crazy Mercury retrograde. I don't know about y'all, but this Mercury retrograde was really hard. It was in a funky place on my chart, and it was really tough. And I mean, I don't know, no phone, no car, everything shut down to the point where I had to just make jokes about it. I really did. I had to just change, my mentality about what was going on, because it just seemed like ish after ish after ish after ish, and I was just like, developing more patience. That was my lesson, learning how to develop patience. When somebody is clearly irritating the hell out of you, no, you do not have to curse them out. No, you do not always have to confront an issue immediately when the issue arises in itself. Sometimes you need time. Sometimes you need to cool down to do that. So I think a lot of people learn that during this Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. A lot of people learn, because it was Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, so we learned when not to say everything on your damn mind, Sagittarius. Or in a Sagittarius way. Like, sometimes people give opinions and you didn't ask. And I have to learn to check people on that. When somebody gives me an opinion, it's like, hey, I didn't ask you, right? You know I didn't ask you that. Thank you for telling me, but I'm just letting you know I never asked you that for that information. That you just offered upon me about how I should behave or so and so and so. You got to call people on that. So a lot of people were doing that. A lot of people were calling people out. A lot of people were calling people out inappropriately as well. A lot of people were calling people out based on misunderstandings with this Mercury and Sagittarius going retrograde. Cursing the mother, you just bold and you know what it is. But it's like, no, you don't know what it is. You don't quite know. And it was also on a full moon. December 3rd, Mercury went retrograde on a full moon. So people wanted to make these decisions. People wanted to come to conclusions. But how are you going to come to a real conclusion and you don't have the planet of communication clear? So people get mad at me. I get calls and stuff. People be like, why you tell me about this Mercury retrograde, Astro D? Why you tell me about my homegirls, really? They don't call me Astro D. So my people call me, why you tell me about this? You got me stressed out. I'm just making it happen in my mind. So I try to tell people, like, listen, just go with the flow. Redecorate your house. Move around your furniture. Okay, go back to an old friend that you been thinking about a lot lately. Disconnect from that old ex that's just been smothering, just slamming on your timeline. And you're like, yo, why are you still here? I don't want to know about your life. I had to do that, by the way. Just unfriend. Why do I have to see everything going on in your life and we're not connected? You don't support me. I don't support you. So these are new innovations about this, about going forward. And then when they got this new moon that just is going on this week as well. So a lot of people are doing, it's just brand new starts. I love Lada's video on it. I'm not even going to try to take anything she said, but I thought it was an excellent way in the energy that she brought to it about talking about all the changes that are happening this week. Okay? I'm giving love to myself now because I'm doing it my way, my Astro D way. So, talking about how these planets, these planets are going forward, planets are ingressing, changing, going into different signs here, and it's getting into a more heavier, serious sign. No, this is not my favorite time of year. I could even mess with the Sagittarius, but when it gets into Capricorn, damn. Capricorn energy is just really, it's tough. You need it, though. This is Saturn energy. Okay? So like I said, people with planets with the sun, moon, Capricorn stuff is really going to start to feel the heavy weight of what's going on. So I'm going to say a prayer for y'all, Cappies, okay? And like I said, you got to pray for everybody because you could always find some hard-ish in your chart that you got to endure because we all got to endure something. We all have our cross to bear, all right? So don't think you can just because Saturn moves into a different spot, you're free from... No, Saturn moved into another area of hard stuff you got to work on. That's all it did. You just got to break from home, but now it's in love that you're dealing with this. This is the cycle. Things will be good in one area, and as they start to get worse, something will be good in another area. We are constantly climbing the ladder, going back down the ladder, to climb up in a new level on the ladder, to go back down the ladder again. All right, hello. This is life. Sometimes I got to be quiet. I like that feeling of getting quiet. So, I'm running my mouth too and I get tired. I'm going to talk a lot. So I got to rest. Just let it sit. second. So what I want to do is just to do a quick recap, right, about Venus. I was talking about Venus. No, it's about Mercury going forward and this energy of Capricorn. All right. Mercury going forward in Sagittarius, where it's going to go forward in Sagittarius. All right. I'm going to try to skim on as well this Venus-Saturn conjuncting in what house? Or maybe I should do a separate video on that. Nobody take my style now. Somebody else going to do a separate video on it. Watch. You're like, what? But I like to do when Venus entered, Venus ingressing. I really do. I want to talk about, I got the perfect sad little picture for Venus going into Capricorn because it just makes me sad. No, Capricorns, though, like I said, will be feeling that the most. The best way. All right. So let me not get distracted now because I got to keep my phone away from me when I talk to y'all so that I don't get distracted and I don't be wanting to take no calls. Right? So I was going to do a Mercury retrograde video, but I saw, you know, there was a lot of Mercury retrograde videos. So hopefully there won't be as many Mercury going forward videos because that's what I'm making on this one. But then it's okay. Like I said, everybody's got their own style. Everybody's got their own originality and differences. So, I mean, you want to see a different version sometimes of predictions. So, like I said, I think the energy might be a little bit better for a lot of people now that Saturn has finally reached a peak in a certain area and it's moved to another area, and so on and so forth. So, Aries. Mercury is going forward in your 9th house. So whatever beliefs that you had to re-examine, you know, whatever ideas that might have came about, and you said, hey, I don't know if I still want to do this. I don't know if I still even want to study this stuff. It's changing, you know, I'm changing my belief system. I don't know if I still want to do this anymore. It's going forward into your 9th house here. So now, you know, going abroad, studying abroad may go forward in better ways. Saturn and Venus are going to connect into your 10th house. So new changes in the work environment, sobriety, coming to some responsibility, you know, in your work environment, maybe even some longevity there in that career sector that you can find. Right? So we got Gemini. Like I said, I'm going through these pretty quick because they're so general. They're so, you know, I personally today, I'm not in the mood to stay, you know, I want to get to the details. So I just, like I said, I want to go over it basically, but we already talking about the energy and what's going on and how it affects you here. So Taurus, Mercury went retrograde in your 8th house. So you were dealing with a lot of psychological deep stuff, learning about how to deal with intimacy, learning how to communicate about intimacy. Maybe you got into some type of tiff about intimacy, you know, issues concerning death. You're thinking and ruminating about, and you had to kind of come to new conclusions. Issues going forward in that area. Issues going forward in that area. Oh, damn it. You know what, guys? Let me make sure I got this right. Second. Yeah, I'm going so, okay. So, Taurus, that Venus-Saturn conjunction, Saturn is going forward into your 9th house. So now taking responsibility, being more serious about the things that you believe in. Okay? Taking a strong stance on this stuff, on your education. Right? What do you spend on education? Are you being disciplined in that area of life? Do you want to travel somewhere, but you need to save some damn money to get there? Simple stuff, guys. I'm keeping it real simple. Gemini. Mercury's going forward in your 7th house, okay? So with Mercury going forward there, because I said Mercury was going backwards there, Mercury is going forward in your 7th house. Whatever miscommunications you might have with your partner. Maybe you met somebody and you're like, oh my God, he's such a nerd. And you found out, wait a minute, no, he wasn't a nerd. He was actually a hottie. That happens sometimes. Things aren't what they seem. So people that you thought were pain in the asses sometimes prove to be mad cool during a retrograde. Like, whoa, I like you. Sometimes people that you thought were so freaking cool during a retrograde, they do the dumbest ish. And you're like, damn, I thought you was cool. You ain't even cool like that. So, With Gemini, that's what you're going to be dealing with. All right. Venus is going to conjunct Saturn in your 8th house. Okay. So dealing with other people's money. People might be tight with you. Okay. Getting serious in how responsible you are with taking things from others. Do you overtake? You take too much when you're not supposed to? Are you a bottomless pit? Because there's some people that have stuff in the 8th house and they just want everybody else's stuff. Especially Rahu in the 8th house. No, I mean, they get everybody. People want to give them their stuff too now. Jupiter in the 8th house. I can't hate. I'm hating, y'all. I'm hating. Cancer. Cancer, Mercury's going forward in your 6th house now. So getting a job. Trying to look for work. All right, getting that routine steady. Maybe, I don't know, something happened. They was doing construction on the road that you like to jog in. Now the construction ain't happening no more and you can jog on that area. Something real simple in that case. Or in a bigger sense of things, you might have been under review at your job. You might have this unruly, annoying employee that you need to work on, that you need to talk to. Or maybe you fired somebody too damn quick and you're dealing with the repercussions of that. You done fired somebody working on it. Now you got a whole stack of papers that you need to get done, and it's your fault because you done fired somebody, Cancer. Saturn conjuncting Venus in your 7th house. Cancer, y'all could be getting very serious about love matters. All right, you might be wanting to team up with somebody. You might officially decide, and I think I'm digging that person. Cancer, and with Cancers, you guys got to wait. The Cancer ascendant, with Capricorn on your descendant, you kind of got to chill when it comes to the love aspect and wait till after your Saturn return. Okay, after your Saturn return, but you're realizing this, Capricorn. Venus conjunct Saturn, is you guys realizing that you need to be responsible, that you need to take responsibility for the decisions that you have made concerning your love life, concerning the people that you connect to in your life, concerning your partnerships, business partnerships as well. This is actually Venus and Saturn makes excellent for business. So this is a really good business. I can see you guys doing some awesome stuff in business, Cancer. Leo, 5th house retrograde. So you guys were changing the style of how you date. What makes you have a good time? What creative projects have I been wanting to do, right, that I can kind of go back on and fix up here. I want to work on this. Venus is conjuncting, getting serious and critical with your kids as well. I know you guys were wanting to, you guys are maybe you decided I've been raising my child this way and I don't want to raise him this way no more. I want to do it that way. Might even decide you were having the debate, the big kids debate, and having children at all. And you might have said, this world is going to hell. I don't want no kids. I don't know. Or you might have said, oh my God, there's going to be a utopia. The ages of Aquarius and my child is going to lead the revolution. I want to have children. I don't freaking know. But it has to do with kids. It's in the 5th house. It has to do with children and creation, procreation. And it's Mercury. It's information. This is how we're thinking. This is where, what we're talking about. Saturn also rules your 7th house. Okay, sorry. Let me get it together. So 6th house, Venus conjuncting Saturn in the 6th house. All right. Maybe you've made some decisions on where you want to, on how, maybe you had to get really serious about your body and about how to be more healthy. Okay. Maybe you got some bad news. You got some serious news and it's like, whoa, this isn't cute. I need to do this. Or maybe those pants you tried to fit on, you broke your button on the pants because they was too tight. And now you're like, oh my God, I got to deal with this serious, sober reality that I need to go to the gym. That I need to work out. Or that I need to juice. Or I need to eat really healthy now. Because my pants don't fit me and it hurt my feelings and it made me depressed. Right? It happens to us. Man, I'm telling you, I done gained like 10 pounds this month. I got fat busting out the side of my bra and stuff. But the body, I always use this theory because Astro D used to be a chubby chub when I was little. So I grew up and I developed these theories in my mind about weight and weight loss. The body, always remember guys, the body, we are clay. We can mold this sucker to whatever we want. So if you want to be a bodybuilder next year, okay, if you want to be a skinny yogi the following year or a ballerina You could do it. I mean, you know, genetics is one thing and how hard it is. And, of course, our bone structure, how wide your hips are. You know what I'm saying? I got a Coke body. What? And, you know, it's just how it is. Everybody's shaped differently. But like I said, as far as the muscle and the fat is concerned, you can mold your body whatever way you want to. So shout out to Leo. Virgo. Okay, Virgo, the 4th house. So issues from past the home and past issues that you had to, that where you were ruminating over. Maybe you thought about what your uncle did to you, or what your auntie, how your auntie slapped you too hard in Thanksgiving. And now you're like, oh my God, you know, but it's over. But it's over. That was the past. It's time to move forward in my life. I hope that's the mentality y'all got. Maybe, you know, for the years you've been blaming a parent on a situation that's been that you've had in your life, and you've been blaming that parent. Mercury's gone retrograde for you to see things differently, and now you realize you're taking responsibility for it. Because Venus and Saturn was just there as well. So maybe you're taking responsibility for your own home, your own state of how you have reacted to your family. Because eventually we all got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Every family does mess us up. But it comes to a time where it's like, okay, do you want to live in how your parents done messed you up? Or do you want to go forward and make it better? Are you going to do that? Or are you going to sink, or are you going to swim? Knowing that information. You know, but once you take responsibility of, okay, they did that, but this is my life now, and this is what I need to do, then I think that the better you are, the better of a track that you're on versus the person that's constantly blaming their family. So I don't know, that just came to me to talk about that for you guys, Virgo. And I hope I'm doing this right. Y'all don't chew me out. I think, yeah, okay. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so Virgo, Venus and Saturn is going to be in your 5th house. Now, you know, when Saturn comes to the 5th house, we got the house of fun and good times and creativity and children, and we got serious restriction, discipline, and disability. You know, so a lot of times when Saturn comes into the 5th house for people, it's like, okay, you know, it's time to get serious about, you know, having children if it's time to have kids. You know, this isn't the best time to throw the most elaborate parties and have the greatest hookups and try to date a lot. You might be a serious dater at this time. You might be that person that's like, so, how much money do you make? What are your plans for the future? What do you believe about death and life? Do you make good money? You know what I'm saying? Is your bank account right? You might get on that type of level, you know, and that might honestly deter, because those are that's the opposite of fun. You know, nobody wants to talk about work and stuff. You might be that one person that want to go out, you know, y'all at the party, but you want to talk about work. Like, what the hell? Or the government. You want to talk about politics, right? Like, come on, man. We're trying to have a good time. But Saturn's in that person's 5th house. They don't know. They don't know, but they can't, you know, they can't help it. Libra, 3rd house. So 3rd house, Mercury in the 3rd house, this is how we're communicating, how we're thinking, speaking, writing, talking, teaching, blah, 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 blah. You know, all that stuff. I'm doing it like that Wayne verse. Okay. So anyway, how we're thinking, speaking, writing, and all this stuff, you know, you are really, maybe you learned a different language, because this is about learning different skills. Skills and efforts is the 3rd house. So maybe you learned a different language and now you can apply it. Maybe you can have conversational Spanish now. Hola. You know, maybe you could do your thing now because you've been studying, you know, Spanish, or you've been polishing up on a new language or a new way to speak. A new way to talk. And then when Venus and Saturn is in the 4th house, you know, coming to the roots of the foundation. Honestly, I need some people tell me with Saturn in the 4th house, because I always, you know, when transiting, I see horrible stuff with Saturn in the 4th. Saturn doesn't like to be in 4th. Saturn is with Moon, you know, in the 4th house. So I say a prayer to people that are going through Saturn in the 4th. Take care of the elderly in your family. And also, though, it's not always bad. It doesn't always have to be bad, depending on aspect, sign, degree, all this good stuff. It doesn't have to always be bad, but Saturn in the 4th house, Saturn, Venus, you know, you could be deciding, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to plant my roots. This is where I want my children to be raised. All right? This is a new structure and a foundation that I'm contributing to in my life. And I'm serious about it. I'm financially invested in it. It is my desire to create longevity in this area. The desires meets longevity. Desires meets discipline. The desires and beauty meets consistency. Right? Consistency. And you know, and like I said, it ain't okay. So Libra, all right, I did Libra. Scorpio in the second house, how you're making your money. You're reevaluating how it is that you've been putting that money out there and getting that dough. Okay, now going forward, maybe you finally decided to launch that app that you know is going to bring in your income. Maybe you finally decided to start that business that you know, or start selling them flowers on the side of the road. I don't know what you do out there, but as long as you're earning your money, Scorpio, you're rethinking how you do that. Now you can go forward in the implementation of that. All right? Third house, Venus and Saturn in the third house. Maybe you're coming more sober in how you're communicating about your feelings and your responsibilities. Maybe you're having a more sober approach to it, or a more disciplined approach to how you speak to people. Maybe you want to stop cursing. Maybe you want to stop doing something, stop talking to certain people. Endings. All right? Saturn, there's karmic endings as well. Maybe you might have some karmic endings with a lover, that old lover from the past, because Venus and Saturn, this is karmic love too. Sagittarius in your life, Saturn was in your first house. Everything's in your damn first house. Oh my God. So Mercury went back to the 12th. So you got a lot of you guys, you know, some of y'all wanted to get quiet again. Some of y'all wanted to chill, lay back, and not say much because Mercury was on the first house. So Mercury going forward now is back to the spotlight, you guys. Back to the spotlight. No more hiding. Sagittarius, they're going to be looking for you. They're going to be talking about you. You're going to be on the brain for a lot of people. Your energy, Sagittarius energy. Telling your truths. Speaking your truths. Maybe something you done told somebody, they can't let it out. They cannot forget it. Sagittarius. The second house, Saturn and Venus in the second house. All right? Making that money. Maybe you might find groundbreaking ways to make money through long distance. Maybe you might break through in a way of making long-lasting money. Maybe you might find a way, you know, you might start selling, I don't know. You might create an invention and start selling it. And next thing you know, it's creating a base of income for you. Getting serious about this stuff. Capricorn. Capricorn is in your 12th house. Mercury's going to be going forward. So, I mean, if there was any mysteries going on or anything in the unseen world, you were dealing with spiritual work, doing any kind of spiritual work on yourself. Reading. You know, meditation. Maybe you might have found a new form of meditation that makes you transcend where you want to transcend. 12th house, first house, Saturn and Venus in your first house. So you're going to be going through what Capricorn was kind of going through, but in a different sense. Saturn and Venus in your first house. So, I mean, this seriousness, this beautiful seriousness here, Cappy. I mean, some of you guys just, it might look good to take it the honest approach, to take the just approach. You might come off really heavy, Cappy, but pretty and heavy. Venus in the first house, Saturn, this rules your life. So grounding this, it might be cold. You might feel a coldness. You might even feel a little lonely in your life, about your life. For those that are in relationships, I think it just creates more bonding. Either creates bonding or a cold feeling, a cold, consistent feeling between the two people. Or just of people wanting to get serious with those that they feel that they can build with. Right? Aquarius. Mercury's going forward in your 11th house. So Aquarius ascendants, if you guys were dealing with any misunderstandings concerning your friends, it gets clear. You know what direction to go in. You know what group that you need to belong in. You know what group that you need to let go of. Venus and Saturn in the 12th house. All right. Who is really in your circle, though? Are there the underlying things that are going on? Maybe you're dealing with some crushes that are not healthy for you. And I mean, this is really tough with Venus and Saturn in the 12th, because here, you know, the unseen world. This is the world of the unseen, the spiritual world. You know, Saturn in the 12th, sometimes this is a lot of spiritual attacks. But Venus, there does soften things up. But it also, you know, you might have a crush on somebody, but are taking responsibility to know that person is married. And I'm not doing that. I don't have no time for that because the repercussions will be great. And I'm going to have to pay for it. Finally, Pisces. Mercury is going forward in your 10th house of career. So whatever you're thinking about what you need to do or how you need to be presented in this world, what did you need to do to go back to learn about how to present yourself in a better way so that you can move up in your career? Now is the time to implement these things. You can go forward with that. All right? In the 11th house, Venus and Saturn in the 11th house, maybe making some really long-term friends here. Or maybe getting really serious about the friends that you do have and deciding whether you want to keep them or not. Or maybe deciding, hey, you know, I like this friend. I think I want us to go for the long haul. Or maybe I love this friend. And I think we need to be together and we need to take this on the long haul. Get real serious and grounded about what we're doing. We're playing around too damn much. So, going through the signs, there's 12 of them. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm tired of taking long breaths. But this was good. This was great. And it's perfect timing now because now I can put out my previous video I wanted to put out. This is awesome. This is so awesome. I actually went to 40 minutes. Oh my gosh. So the wonderful thing, Venus conjuncting Saturn is going to be conjuncting Saturn in Capricorn. Let's get serious, y'all. And I hope it's the higher octave where people are just sick of the flings. And people are actually getting serious with the people that they're dating and they're trying to make commitments, real commitments. Or the people that you've been committed to, you're done. You're saying this, I'm reanalyzing it, especially now that Mercury is going forward. And I can see more clearly, I've reanalyzed this and we do just not work. This is over. We don't work, Capricorn. We ain't doing this. The business ain't right. Right? The money in the business. Venus and Sagittarius. Venus and Saturn, I'm sorry. The money in the business ain't right. Or the money in the business is working in this area the way I need it to work. Okay? So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video talking about a lot of the energies that's going on. I went through the signs here. I talked about everybody and I could get all the information in as possible. But you got some amazing things happening this week all at once. And I kind of feel like, I needed something. Because this month has been tough. And I'm sure for a lot of people it has too. And for some people it's been really nice and easy. If you're a billionaire and you know you got your ish together and you done meditated all day and night, these aspects don't mean nothing to you. You know, get your light body right. I'm sure people, you know, eating less, meditating a lot more, I mean, you're on a higher vibration. Straight up. A lot of us been eating steaks and stuff. Eating all kind of stuff. And that's another thing I want to talk about before I go. People say, oh, I got sick, it's the holidays. I'm sick, it's the holiday. No. People, we eat garbage on the holidays. And when you eat garbage, your immune system is compromised. When your immune system is compromised, then you get sick. It's not the cold. You can run outside barefoot for 20 minutes, and if you have a high immune system and you've been eating right and taking care of yourself, you're not getting sick. But you could walk into a room and have just ate pizza, all kind of cakes and pies, and ate pizza and walk into a room full of kids, you getting sick the next day. Okay, so just a word of the warning. I got that from Tony Robbins, y'all. I mean, that's what I was also learning about nutrition and healing. It's like, yo, on the holidays, we get sick because of how we're eating. How you're eating affects your immune system. So always remember that. But like I said, I don't mind getting a little chubby chub during the holidays, whatever. I'm going to just keep working on it. This is a forever effort, being healthy. You know, being fit, having a nice physique, all that stuff is a forever effort. You don't just work out once in your life or eat a salad one day and it's just, that's it. That's for the rest of your life. No way. This is about consistent effort. It's about falling, eating some pizza, okay? And then getting right the hell back up and juicing and not doing it no more for a while. So you get your period or something again and you want some more pizza and cakes and pies. I don't know what you're going through. But I want you to follow me at Astro D Stars 5 on Instagram. If you got ideas, if you want to show, if you want to see something, if you got some questions, send me an email at astrodstars@gmail.com. You want a reading, you want to talk about specifically how these things, because these were general. This was all general, what I told you. So if you wanted to get really specific and talk about how this is going to affect you, holler at your girl. I don't know anyone that could cover for me. I'm the only one that could get the job done. I'm just playing. I'm just playing, Drake. Drake got me bugging today. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know anyone that could cover for me right now. But I know some awesome astrologers. So keep that in mind too. So, take care. Have a great week. This is that special holiday that everybody goes crazy over, loses their mind over. So I hope you enjoy those days off. All right, I hope you enjoy that. And I hope you get the best out of it and you get gifts and all that good stuff. But this is me signing off, Astro D. Follow the link if you want to get a astrology reading with me. Press the link in the description. Get that too. Peace.